Hello YouTube, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to use a different knife with a woodsman's grind. You've seen this knife featured in several videos. This is the original prototype, and it has excelled at just about everything that I have thrown it at, or thrown at it. And so today I've been using this knife that you've seen a glimpse of in my camping video, and basically what it has is made out of 1/8 inch 01 tool steel, has a full flat from here to here, and this is a Scandi with a slight curve in it. Okay, I hope you can see that. Has a double logo stamp because it is a concept knife. It's not a grind, although I make anything. I mean, this is a custom shop. If you want to design your own knife, I'll make it. So if you want one like this, I'll make it. I mean, that's just because it's a concept knife and I'm testing it doesn't mean I won't make it. Alright. And another said about production, I don't have production knives. Everything's custom. So you need to get your order in if you want to order one, because I'm already taking orders, and the sooner you get it in, the sooner you get the knife. So alright, so what I want to do today is, I was playing around with it, just trying to see how well the knife handles. Kind of half attempt at a tri-stick, and I don't know what kind of wood this is. I think this was this was elm. I mean, I just got it out of an old brush pile that we're clearing some land next to us, and it carved like elm, so it's kind of semi-dried. But anyway, it did so well that I've been using it for quite a while. I like a full flat, and you see the kind of, it's starting to get a patina. Been using it in the kitchen and carving and playing and in the shop, and it does fantastic with leather because the blade's so thin. And my idea of this is to have a woodsman's grind in 3 different aspects of a woodsman's lifestyle. And this would be, I would think, more of a trapper style knife is my thinking. Skinning game, leaning more toward the game prospect and butchering than just a strict general purpose, if you will. Whereas in this knife, I would say it was more of a general purpose. It should be good at all tasks, not specifically excellent for any given task, if that makes sense. And this one, I would say that it should be leaned more toward skinning and butchering than wood carving. So let's just see how it's going to wood carve. Now this may be a long video because I don't want to do any cuts and edits. I want you to see how the knife performs. I will do a cut and edit because you don't need to see me taking all the bark off of this. So just kind of give you an idea how well it does. It's taking the bark off of this quite nicely, and I think this is elm too. Kind of looks like it's a slick elm. So anyway, let me take the bark off, and I'll get back with you once I have a clean stick. Okay, got the bark cleaned off, and like I said, this is probably not going to be a short video. It may be part 1 of a part 2. I don't know how long it's going to take. And this is not going to be a complete tri-stick. Morris Kahansky said that when he was demonstrating this, that an instructor could do one in 15 minutes. Well, I'm not an instructor. So, and this is probably not going to be near as pretty as theirs, and so just bear with me, but it will at least get an idea of how well this knife carves, and that's the general idea. Okay, so with that said, we are going to start, and right now I'll just use the Scandi part and see if I can't hollow out, see how well it gets in there and does them curve cuts. Can you see that? It removed the bark very easily, by the way, even though this is kind of semi-dried. It's not completely dry, but it is. It's not green either. So, see there. On the other end, we'll kind of do a little point like you would on a bow drill set. And that's taking about a 1/4 inch of wood off at a time. So it's cutting in there quite nicely. Of course, I kind of expected that with a full flat. Hope I'm getting this in the camera. Kind of smooth that up a bit. Someone was saying that most people watch a video on YouTube 7 minutes, so if you make a video longer than 7 minutes, then you're wasting your time. Although I think that if anyone is interested in what you're showing, then they'll watch the whole thing. So I don't know how true that is. And I guess a lot of it has to do if it's a good video or entertaining or whatever. So there. See if we can't do a and I don't know what any of these, or most of these I say, notches are. Just kind of know what they look like. I'm trying to do a close-up so you can see how the knife slices and cuts, and a lot of times I may not be completely in the frame, but at least you can kind of get an idea of what the knife is doing, because that's the whole point. No pun intended. Get an idea of how the knife works. And a lot of it has to do with practice and skill and all this other stuff, and I'm by no means an expert on anything, but I use a knife quite a bit, so anybody, if they use a knife, would be able to do this as well, if not better than I can. We're testing several things out when we're doing this. We're testing how well the knife works to get in there and take this material out, and we're also testing the longevity of the edge to see if the edge is going to withstand all this getting in there and twisting and prying and all this other stuff, and just making sure that the geometry of the knife, the edge, the cutting part, the grinds, all work the way they're supposed to work. When I'm doing this, I'm kind of give you guys some tips as I go here. You want to get up against that stop and just take little bites. And when I'm pressing the knife up against the wood. So if it was to slip, it's going to go into the wood. And I got the angle right, so everything is forcing it into the wood. And remember, the closer you have your hand to where you're cutting, the more control you have on the blade. So right now I'm just trying to get me a good stop cut going so that I can take the rest of that material out. Then once you start getting a good stop cut, then you expand and start taking more material. Now most people would have done a cut like this further down so you can grab the stick on both sides, but I wanted to see how well I could do this in a tight situation, because you're not always going to have ideal situations, and you have to learn how to do workarounds a lot of times to get a task done. And there's usually ways to go around things, obstacles. Just have to think about it and practice those workarounds. Okay. Fairly simple. Next thing we're going to try is a V-notch. If I can do this without, I may need you can see that. Boy, it is humid today. I'm sweating like a pig. No breeze. Kind of got my notch off, but we'll straighten it out.